All right, number 12. Francisco Sierra says, in Genesis 12:10, Abraham goes to Egypt. That decision is considered by many as disobedience to God. If going to Egypt is related to a bad decision, why is it that later God sent Jacob to Egypt? Oh, okay. So this is kind of like a typology thing. So Francisco, it sounds like you've been exposed. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you've been exposed to somebody who told you Egypt represents bad decisions, and going to Egypt represents bad decisions in the Bible. And this is where I say, why should I believe that? And then there's like, well, but when Abraham went to Egypt, that was a bad decision. Yeah, but why believe that if what Abraham did was bad, that thing's always bad? Right? Like that thing's always bad. Not even just the disobeying or the doing something other than what God asks you to do, but just like the location he went to when he was disobeying. So Jonah fled. He fled away from Nineveh to, was it Tarsus? And he tried to get relief. Does that mean going to Tarsus is always bad? So like, what about people that live in Tarsus? Is that bad? And like, it just starts to get a little bit weird. We're getting a little bit fuzzy. We're getting a little too typological. And so the typology are basically the way that we view symbols and stuff like that in the Bible. We can do it good or we can do it bad. And I think here we're getting a little bit into the loosey-goosey side of things. So was going to Egypt always bad? Well, when Israel went down to Egypt initially, was it bad? Before or after Abraham went, Jacob went, he went down there and that seemed like a good thing, right? Like you said, God sent Jacob to Egypt. This is your example. I think it's a perfect counterexample to this, Francisco. Yeah, God sends Jacob to Egypt. He ends up rising up to the right hand of Pharaoh, and it ends up helping his family during a great famine. And it ends up saving lots and lots of people. Was that bad? No, it wasn't bad. So I think the error is in trying to turn Egypt into too much of a typological picture. And part of the reason for this is we want to read the Old Testament and apply it into our lives very simply and easily. And so when we read Egypt, we don't have to think about historical context. We just think, it represents bad ideas or something like that, And I don't think I don't think that's true. I don't think that that's actually accurate. The Bible has a lot to say about Egypt. It's not all bad.